Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that, and also apologies if the quality of this video is not too good either, if there is any lag, anything like that at all. Sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision related video here on my channel, Eurovision 2024 related that is. Yes, this year's JESC is over and done with, and it's unlikely that I'll be discussing that much further between now and the end of the year. It's time to turn my attention back to the adult competition, and today I'm specifically focusing on Sweden, because we now know the lineup for Sweden's national selection next spring, Melodifestivalen 2024. I have the details in front of me, and I'm going to be reacting to the lineup in just a few moments' time. This has become something of an annual tradition here on my channel. I think it must be the 4th or 5th year I'm doing this. I don't do it for every national final. Maybe I should, I don't know. But the reason I do it specifically for Sweden, and indeed Italy, every year is because they're the biggest. They're the national finals that I follow the closest, I suppose. They're the ones that interest me the most. And certainly I'm always very interested to see who's involved, and I'm always excited to hear the songs. I know that Sanremo is strictly speaking not a national final, but at the same time it sort of is. Anyway, Melfest 2024 begins on February the 3rd. We then have heats 2, 3, 4 and 5, which is sort of a second chance round, sort of isn't. And then we have the final on March the 9th in Stockholm. The shows, will take place in Malmö, which is of course where Eurovision is next year, Gothenburg, Växjö, Eskilstuna and Karlstad, as well as the aforementioned Stockholm. So I have seen a list of rumoured names. Every year one of the leading Swedish newspapers always drip feeds us rumoured names that will be involved, so we'll see how accurate that list is today. And I did see an image on social media, on Twitter very recently, which was a full rumoured lineup. And I did sort of scroll past it fairly quickly, but I did see a few names: Lisa Ajax, Clara Klingenström, Medina, etc, etc. So we'll see if they're involved as well. What I did notice about that list was a lot of the names were actually newcomers, a lot of people that I wasn't very familiar with at all. So what will happen is I'll do my research off camera later today if I get a chance, and there will be a post on the Instagram page that I co-run with my friend Peter, rajc.esc, a link in the description as always to that, and my other social media pages, check them out if you so wish. There will be a post on that Instagram page which will be artists to watch, so there's specific names that I'm really excited for moving forwards. It says here that 30 entries, 2 more than in previous editions, will be involved across 5 heats. There will be 6 songs in each show. The top 2 go to the final. The songs in 3rd and 4th go into a runoff vote at the end of the 5th heat. The top 2 songs in that runoff vote will then progress to the final, which will have 12 songs. This runoff vote replaces the semi-final. They're always tinkering with the format in Sweden, almost as if they're on this long quest for perfection, which of course you're never going to get, because nothing's perfect. But they're always tweaking with the format a little bit. So I'm going to go through this really slowly. I am strongly assuming the full list is here. I'm on Wikipedia, but I know it's on other websites as well. It says that 2,624 applications were received, and 15 entries were selected by a professional jury. The other 15 were selected by a dedicated SVT board, both from the received submissions and by direct invitation of artists. So there you go. Let's go through this slowly but surely. Let's see the lineup. Can you believe it's nearly a year, I suppose, since we found out Tattoo by Loreen was going to be in Melfest 2023. Remarkable. Here we go. Let me know your thoughts, particularly if you're Swedish. Here we go. So, Adam Woods is up first with Supernatural. His real name is Adam Alskog. He was in Melfest earlier this year with Jon Henrik Fjällgren and Ark North. Yes, indeed. So there he is. He's going solo. Supernatural, the name of his track. We don't have the list of songwriters on this page, so I might try and find that before I finish filming. Then we have Albin Tingvall. His song is called Done Getting Over You. I'm not familiar with his name. It's not Albin Jonsten, that's for sure, so we move on. Then we have Annika Vickihalder. That's quite a good name. Her song is called Light. Don't know anything about her. That's a newcomer. Then we have Katsi Opeya, who is not only a Eurovision Song Contest winning co-songwriter, she co-wrote Tattoo, but she's also an American Song Contest co-songwriter winner, which is very impressive. Her song is called Give My Heart a Break. She was in Melfest, was it earlier this year or last year, with I Can't Get Enough, which was this sort of almost bubblegum pop style entry. I have a feeling that this could be something a little bit more emotionally charged, maybe a ballad. But she's back, and she's had some success, you know, so that's definitely one to keep an eye out for. We then have Chelsea Mukko with Controlla. Okay, is that going to be a Swedish language entry? Maybe so. I'm not familiar with that name. We move on. C. Joe with Ahuma. I don't know what that's all about, I'm afraid to say. Maybe that could be a hip-hop type entry, I don't know. Then we have, oh yes, this is an exciting one, Clara Klingenström, ladies and gentlemen. Now, am I right in saying that she was in the pandemic Melfest back in 2020? So it will have been 4 years since Behöver inte die idag. That's outrageous if that's the case. Her song is called Aldrig mer. And she's back. Absolutely fantastic. Her song, several years ago, it was a real dark horse. It came up on the rails. It was in the Swedish language. A lot of people really started liking it at just the right time. She started her music career roughly a decade ago. Fantastic that she's back. Hopefully that's going to be a really, really terrific entry. Then we have Dani Saucedo, twice a runner-up in Melfest. Back in 2011, behind Erik Saade and Loreen in 2012. And he was involved the other year with Dan Di Danza, which did make the final, didn't do terribly well. He's back with Happy That You Found Me. So, there we go, he's involved again, a bit of a heartthrob figure. Daniel Gabriel Alessandro Saucedo Gurjachowski is his actual full name. There we go. We move on. Dear Sarah, that's a band, possibly a rock group, I'll need to do my research, with The Silence After You. They're involved, fantastic, we move on. To Dotter, yes. Well, she's had a few terrific entries. She had Cry, was it not, several years ago, that didn't do very well at all. That should have made at least the second chance round, but didn't come close. That was fantastic. And then she had Bulletproof, which very nearly won, but wouldn't have been at Eurovision anyway, because that was the pandemic year. And then she had Little Tots, which was really fantastic. Has she had another entry besides them? I can't quite recall. But anyway, she's back. It's called It's Not Easy to Write You a Love Song. Now, I believe Dotter has had a child over the past few years. She's now back. A lot of people will be very excited to see her involved, including myself. So there we go, Dotter is back, that's a big one. Then we have Elektra with Banner Mai. And this is a drag act, real name Robin Werner. They were on Drag Race Sverige. We always seem to get a drag act or two in Eurovision national finals now. Melfest 2024 is no exception to this. It seems to be in the Swedish language. We'll wait and see. We move on. Elisa Lindström. Okay, been involved 2 or 3 times before. Did they perform Casanova all those years ago? Was it them who sang that? I should know this. I know they were involved a few years ago as well. I think this was in the pandemic year, with a ballad. Am I thinking of the right person? I certainly hope so. Anyway, yes, blonde hair, lovely stuff. The song is called Forever Yours. So there we go, she's involved again. We then have Fröken Snusk with Unge och Fria. Young and Free, I think that translates as, don't quote me on that. Well, Fröken Snusk, if I'm right in thinking, is a somewhat Marmite-type figure in Sweden. Nobody really knows who they are. If this is the person I'm thinking of, female with a mask over their face, somewhat suggestive lyrics. A lot of people will be very interested to hear that song, but this is Melfest. This is me. If it's a song in the Swedish language, it ain't winning. Because a song in English is bound to win Melfest, yet again. Anyway, that could be a very, very standout entry. We wait and see. We then move on to Gunilla Persson, who's a former model, and her song is called I Won't Shake La La Gunilla. I don't know why, but I'm getting cheesy vibes from that one. We'll wait and see. We then move on to Ingmans Kapell with Norrland. Don't know anything about that particular act, I'm afraid to say, but it's always interesting to see the lineup. There are quite a few newcomers here, absolutely. We're about halfway through, I think. We move on to Jacqueline with Effortless. That could be an up-and-coming star, maybe. I will do my research. We then have Jay Smith with Back to My Roots. Okay, don't know much about this particular artist. Jay Smith. He won Swedish Idol in 2010. Looks like a bit of a rock star. Tattoo on his arm. He's also in the band Von Benzo. Okay, that could be quite a heavy song, maybe. I mean, 2010. That's quite some time ago. Anyway, we move on. Kim Cesarion. Oh, Cesarion. My apologies. Kim Cesarion with Take My Breath Away. Take My Breath Away. I don't think it's that song he's going to be performing. But he is of Guadeloupean and Greek origin. He's also classically trained and plays numerous instruments. Well, hello. That could be a very fancy song indeed then. Maybe behind the piano. Maybe a ballad. We'll see. We move on to Cloudy with Ferdai For You, I believe. Don't know anything about them. We then have Lasse Stefans, which is a dance band group. They've been involved before. A group of 6 men, at least in this picture. Yes, they've been in Melfest once or twice before, I believe. We always get an entry that's quite dance band in style in Melfest. The song is called En Sång om Sommaren. That's the name of their entry. We then have Lia Larsson with 30 kilometers an hour. Okay, another rising star perhaps. If Lisa Ajax is involved, she should be coming up next. Oh, we have Liamu. Liamu. Oh yeah, Liamu. I forgot about him. His song is called Dragon. There he is, Liam Thomasen. He won the 12th season of Swedish Idol in 2016. He's had a few decent songs in the past. He was with Hannah Fern, and then he had that other song that I can't remember the name of the other year. I'm starting to ramble big time now. But yes, I don't mind his voice. I don't mind him as a musician. He's probably going to be a big contender. Who knows? Dragon, the name of his track. We then have Lisa Ajax. Yes, I'm chuffed about this. She's back again. She's had My Heart Wants Me Dead, which was pretty good, mid-table in the final. Then she had I Don't Give Her, which was towards the bottom of the final several years ago. Then she had Torn, which was criminally underrated. And then she had the song with Nielo a year or two ago, which didn't do well at all. I think it was last in its heat. And a lot of people said that she completely overshadowed him with her vocals. Absolutely. She's back with Awful Liar. I'm hoping that this is a really contemporary, strong pop effort. She's a really, really good singer, in my opinion. Absolutely. Still so young. I think she must be, what, 27, 28 now? Maybe not even that. She's been around a long time. She won Swedish Idol in 2014. There she is, Lisa Christina Ajax. Beautiful woman, hopefully an absolutely beautiful, terrific, terrific song. I'm really excited for that one. Then we have Marcus and Martinus. Yeah, that's the teen vote sorted, perhaps. Unforgettable, the name of their track. They were the runners-up earlier this year behind Loreen with Air, which was a very slick, very credible effort, it must be said. They are Norwegian, they're big stars in Scandinavia. This will be an absolute contender, there's no doubt about that. Maybe they'll win the whole thing, we just have to wait and see. I do think maybe their entry earlier this year was a tad overrated, but it was a good song, there's no denying that whatsoever. But we'll see if they can bring something as good, if not better, to the table. We then have Maria Sur. Oh, I've just realised Ida Lova is not here, which is a real shame. I was hoping for her. But anyway, Maria Sur, who is the teenage Ukrainian-Swedish musician. She was in Melfest earlier this year with Never Give Up, which was expected to do a lot better than it ended up doing. But she's got When I'm Gone, which hopefully will be something a little bit more on the up-tempo side. We then have Medina with Que Sera. What will be, will be. Medina are a big name. They did very well a few years ago. This is probably going to be a big, happy-go-lucky dance hip-hop type number. They're a hip-hop duo with Arabic influences made up of Swedish artists of Tunisian descent. So there you go. That's definitely a contender. We then have Melina Borglo with Min Melodie, My Song. Okay. We have Samir and Victor. I thought they'd gone their separate ways. Clearly not. They're back with Helle Varden Ventar. Okay. Two cheeky chaps. Back again. Swedish language entry. Fair enough. We're near the end now. We have Scarlet with Circus X. Okay. Smash Into Pieces. Completely forgot about them. Third place earlier this year. They're back with Heroes Are Calling. Which may well have been the theme for Junior Eurovision. The theme was Heroes for that recently. Anyway, Heroes Are Calling, Smash Into Pieces. That's going to be a rock number. Lovely stuff. And that's it. That's it. And I believe we have the split. Yes, we do. Lisa Ajax, looking at this, will open Heat 1. So let's think about this. Based on name alone and the vibes that I'm getting, Lisa and Smash Into Pieces from semi-final 1 with Samir and Victor and possibly Adam Woods, who strikes me as a bit of a Victor Kroner figure, going through to that sort of second chance round runoff thing. Heat 2, Liamu and Maria Sur, and then Fröken Snusk, which is quite a lovely two words to say together. There's just something very satisfying about Fröken Snusk. And let's go with Dear Sarah there. Heat 3 in Vaxjö. Let's go with Cassiopeia and Clara Klingenström through to the final. And then we'll have Kim Cesarion and let's go with Jacqueline into the second chance round thing. And then in Heat 4, Dotter is closing Heat 4. That's always a damn good sign, isn't it? Let's go with Dotter and Danny Saucedo. And then let's say that Albin Tingval and Leah go through to the second chance round. And then we have Heat 5. Oh, my mistake, of course. We do have Heat 5 and Marcus and Martinez are closing it. Oh, heavens above. What a cushy slot. So Heat 5 in Karlstad, Medina and Eminem to go through with probably Jay Smith and Electra in that runoff vote. So there we go. Really excited for Lisa Ajax. Really excited for Dotter. I'm excited about Clara Klingenström. Everybody else, everybody else, you know, I'm mildly excited for at this stage, but I will do my research and I'll be very, very interested to see what they bring to the table. That's the lineup. I believe we also have a lot more details about Luxembourg's national selection, including the lineup for that. Shall I just check while I'm here? It might well be in existence as I speak to you. Luxembourg, do we have the lineup of names there? Not yet. But it is called Luxembourg Song Contest. Ooh, imaginative. So yeah, there is that. Lisa Ajax, for the record, is 25. My God, she's been around forever. She's still only 25. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Her songs, wonderful, wonderful. Lovely stuff. Tror du att jag bryr mig? was her song with Nielo. That was 2022, so maybe I'm getting the pandemic year mixed up with something else. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Let me know your thoughts on this lineup. A lot of newcomers, a lot of very interesting names there, and do keep an eye on my joint Instagram page if you are at all interested, because there will be an artists to watch post up at some point within the next 24 hours. So yes, there we go. Maybe it's Marcus and Martinez's year, 2024. Maybe it's Dotter's turn. One thing's for sure, will Sweden send a song in their own language? I'm not sure about that. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye for now. I'll see you again soon.